Yo, what's going on, guys? Jared here. Today, I wanted to bring to you another Genesis format deck. Now, as you saw previously, I brought to you a Elwitch deck from a winner of my tournament. That was definitely a control strategy. Today, I want to bring you a mid-rangey deck that can combo a little bit, but is mostly still trying to control, but you can do some synchro plays and kind of extend a little bit. And then for my last one, I want to do a combo deck, just to kind of show that you are able to play multitudes of types of decks in Genesis. Now, the cool thing about Genesis is definitely, I would say, the price. I think that is the best part about this format. Obviously, playing the Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG, normal and standard, you are kind of confined to playing the newer cards, and they come out with different rarities that Konami deems, which then could obviously affect the price, and usually the newer stuff is very expensive. In Genesis, you can actually kind of mitigate that, and the actual decks themselves seem to be pretty cheap. Like every Genesis deck I've seen is like, I swear, less than like $100, which is crazy. Because a lot of the cards are older and have been reprinted a lot of times. Now, this goes beyond even just that. This also includes the decks that you're playing in general. Like you are able to play a lot of older strategies and bring them up to speed. That also includes ban cards now because we are actually able to play a lot of the forbidden cards. And Konami themselves have made article postings saying that they're going to change the points and what things are ranked as, if things are seeing play, too much play, or not enough play. So I actually think not only are we going to see points increase as in hits, I think we'll also see kind of points decrease as time goes on in Genesis format itself. So we might be able to play around more ban cards as time goes on. But for now, I wanted to bring you guys kind of just a simpler mid-range deck that you can enjoy for cheap that I think is very fun. I've had some success with it on the Genesis ranked ladder on Dueling Book. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. And subscribe if you enjoy. Okay, guys, so here is my mid-range Genesis deck. It's actually Centurion. This deck is pretty awesome. I know that there is a lot of cards on the list of Genesis points here, which can be very daunting. The 3 stand-up, the 3 Trudea, and the 3 Primera. I played this deck in TCG when it was really, really good, and I'm very happy to be able to play it in Genesis. Now, the other one that has cost points in Centurion is Auxilia, and it is 33 points, which is so high, but it is still worth it. This card is amazing, and I think you have to play at least one of that. I only played one normally in standard anyway, so the fact that it's 33 points, you can only play one is fine. So you have the 33 here, 15 here, 9 here, and another 15 here. So with that, you only have about 21 points left to play, or 21, 28 points left to play with, I believe. So that gives you enough room to play a couple of non-engine and then fill out your deck with some other tech choices for the format. So what I ended up doing was for other starters was using not only Emblem of Oath, which is free for points, but I'm also using the Assessor Dawnwalker. This is pretty much just if you draw this card, you can discard another card, special, and special summon the Fire and Escator from your deck, and then you're able to synchro these two off because it is a tuner to go into your Primera Primus, and that gets your whole line going also, which is very nice. Now, the main thing that is more concerning is that things like Crimson Dragon are worth points, and Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Calamity are also worth points. So you can't play those. So you have to mitigate this by playing multiple Legatia and Snake Eyes Vengeance Dragon. Now, the cool thing is about this is the way that the format's being played, we are able to really use things like Primera's other effect, where it's in the trap card zone and it protects your bigger guys. Big guys that can't be destroyed by card effects is really annoying for a lot of the decks. And I think that is very, it's hard to explain, but when the format is so much slower and so much less figured out, things like this can really make a big impact on the game, where you're not really trying to do like these big combos like you can in TCG. You can actually punish people for not having proper outs to everything in their deck, and this is a good example of it. So yeah, obviously 3 Stand Up, 3 Trudea, 3 Primera, 1 of the Atri, 3 Oath, 3 Escator, 1 Ant, 1 Wake Up, 1 Gargoyle, 1 of the Counter Trap, and 2 of the Trap. Again, the format's slower. You need more interruptions. So if you draw multiple pieces of the Centurion engine, you can substitute some of the searches for going into other forms of interruptions like the Counter Trap and the Phalanx. Both of these cards are absolutely great. Another thing I want to mention, Phalanx as a generic trap card in the format, I think is very good. This is something that is not talked about enough in Genesis format, where things are worth points. You have to start looking for other cards that are, how can I word it, worth no points, but still do something that is relevant in a generic sense. And Centurion Phalanx is a very good example of this, being able to target a monster on the field and banishing it until the next standby phase of the turn, where it costs no points. So this is just a very simple removal trap card that you can play in anything. Think of something like Labyrinth, right? This is a trap card that removes a monster from the board for essentially free and deals with a problem temporarily where you are able to trigger your Labyrinth effects and be able to play from there. It's just something to consider for future of the format essentially. Things like Cosmic Cyclone obviously being 0 points, very impactful, and Ultimate Slayer also very impactful. Again, you're trying to drag out the game, so you're not going to get blown out in a game and not be able to use these cards. You will more than likely be able to get a turn where you're able to effectively use Ultimate Slayer and Cosmic Cyclone. Anybody who's had an Ultimate Slayer played on them knows how impactful this card can be if you're sending an Exceed or Synchro. Things like Aggregator, Valon, and Monologue being able to bounce, destroy, negate, all these things, Garua for extra advantage and draw cards. So the fact that the format is slower and Ultimate Slayer is more than likely going to come up more than in normal TCG is a very good thing. Next up, we have 3 copies of Effective Veiler, Mourner, Crow, and Impulses. These are my hand traps of choice. Again, we only have so many points to work with, so these are the ones that I am deciding to play. There are other options that you can play. A lot of them are worth points, so you just got to keep that in mind. But for generic stuff for now, this is what I am using. I wanted stuff that is good if I draw off Legatia. That was one of the biggest things. If I'm drawing off Legatia, I want to be able to draw on the live hand trap, so I don't want to draw on the things like Imperm and Charmies, things like that. This is are good for that. All of them are good for that. Same thing applies with Impulses. I want to be able to draw into live hand traps with the Fire Attacker. Again, these can also be other things too, right? These could be more board breakers. You can play the 3rd Ultimate Slayer, the 3rd Cosmic Cyclone, or maybe other cards, or maybe different hand traps. It just depends on what you want to do. So that is completely up to you. Next up, I'm playing 3 copies of Pot of Extravagance. I do predict that this card is going to get hit for points. I am shocked that this card is not points. This card is literally Pot of Greed for 0 points. If you are able to play it, you 100% play it. I cannot stress that enough. This card is disgusting. 1 spell card says draw 2 in any format is gross. It's free. Do it if you can. Why not? So I am playing 3 of it in this deck, and it comes up is definitely helpful. That is also why we're playing some of Weird Ratios in the extra deck. Obviously, we're only playing 1 Auxilia. If we banish it for Extravagance, it's not the end of the world. I promise you, this deck has functioned before Auxilia's existence. We can play things like the triple Legatia that we left in here. Only 2 Primera Primus, and it's because I really wanted to fit in 1 copy of Crimson Player. This card can absolutely steal games in certain matchups. It's just something to consider, but this could definitely be a 3rd copy of the Primera Primus if you were worried about banishing both of these. And then I play 3 copies of Snake Eyes Vengeance Dragon, just as a disgusting level 12 monster, to say the least. Being able to remove 2 cards on the field per turn is really, really good. Being able to push a monster back, and then being able to pop that monster you push back, as well as another monster on the field, but are very, very strong. And then for our Ultimate Slayer targets, we are playing things like Garura, Malong, Aggregator, and Valon the Skyblaster. For our side deck, the 3rd Cosmic, the 3rd Ultimate Slayer, 3 copies of Solemn Scolding. Again, a 0-point counter trap card. I'm seeing a lot of different cards be put into this slot. Another one that I'm seeing is Something Thunder, I believe, is a counter trap. Yeah, Iron Thunder is a card I am seeing a lot of play, where you can negate something on the field and pay half your life to negate the activation, destroy it, and destroy everything in the column. So this is another option that you can play. I know this card is being bought out. I'm pretty sure that the price of this card has been going up, so keep that in mind if you have this card because of this format. This is definitely one of the most generic counter trap cards in the format, so just something to keep in mind. But for me, personally, I am playing Solemn Scolding. Again, even if you search out this counter trap or the Phalanx, you could just activate these first, make the Scoldum live. You usually only have 1 or 2 set cards regardless, so this works out in your favor. 3 copies of Skullmeister, just as, again, another generic hand trap that is 0 points. 3 Dark Ruler, somehow this is also 0 points. Being able to just negate an entire board without responses, disgusting. The 2nd copy of Crimson Blader, if the matchup is really important for it, and 3 Flying Sea for any pesky Exceed decks. Being able to drop a Flying Sea on their board can be super impactful. I have just 1 game straight out with this between Sharks, Exo Sister, and Onomat. This card is crazy. I think you should definitely be siding this card in almost every deck in this format. So yeah, that's the deck itself. I promise you this deck works really, really well. I really like it. I've been enjoying it a lot. It combos very well. Obviously, you can change anything you want. There's multitudes of cards, and you're going to see the same non-engine be played in a lot of the decks. So it's just something to keep in mind. Keep up with the trends. This is a new format, and it's still early. That's the biggest thing. We're still very early in this format. So people are saying already that Vanquish Soul is the best deck, or people are saying Exo Sister is the best deck, or Onomat is the best deck. We don't know yet. We're not going to know for at least a couple events, I would say. So again, if you're looking to get into a different type of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where you can play any card essentially in the game, this is a good place to start, except for Link Monsters and Pendulums. I really like this. It's very fun. A lot of the games you're playing and like things are awkward. Your opponent is it utilizing every card on their board. You're not utilizing every, you're just ending with some awkward pieces. Like a lot of times in this deck, you're going to end with Fire Attacker, and like it's just going to sit there. But that's fine. Like that's okay. We're not playing this like big pressure Yu-Gi-Oh where you have to min-max everything or else you're just going to auto die. It's just fun. It's kind of refreshing in a way. And I like it a lot. It's very fun to try and very fun to play. So that is going to do it for this profile. Again, if you have any suggestions, leave them down below. I think it is very important to keep an eye out for generic 0-point good cards. I think that's the biggest takeaway that I want to talk about for the format. Anything that is generically good for 0 points, I think we'll see a lot of play. So in the future, just something to keep an eye out on. So again, hope you guys enjoyed. Please subscribe. If you're buying any cards from TCG Player for standard or Genesis format, please use my affiliate link down below in the description box. Helps the channel. And I want to start doing tournaments with anything that is made from that affiliate link. I think that'd be a very fun thing to do. If you guys use the affiliate link, I get money from it and I buy a product, a Yu-Gi-Oh product, whether it be a product or a card that is like maybe high rarity, and I host tournaments for said card for you guys. That would be free tournaments for you guys that actually have a prize, and I could just send the prize to the first place winner. I think that'd be an awesome thing to do. So just something to consider when using that affiliate code. That's what I would like to do with that. So yeah, again, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.